Tracheal stenosis, a condition where tracheal lumen is narrowed, leading to partial or complete obstruction of airflow. It is two types, congenital or acquired. Congenital mainly malformations present at birth. Acquired may be because of prolonged intubation or tracheostomy, trauma or surgery of the trachea, inflammatory condition mainly granulomatous with polyangiitis, you can say vaginal granulomatosis, or tumor or malignancies compressing the trachea. Congenital tracheal stenosis mainly divided into two parts. Short segment congenital tracheal stenosis or long segment congenital tracheal stenosis. It's depend on the narrowing of the lumen and length of the segment of the lumen. Long segment tracheal stenosis is defined as if it is more than 1 centimeter in neonates, more than 1.5 centimeter in infants, or greater than 50% of length in the older children. Further classification depends on the associated anatomy of the respiratory tract, normal bifurcation, bronchial trifurcation, porcine bronchus, or single lung. 60% of patients with long segment congenital tracheal stenosis will have associated malformations such as pulmonary artery sealing, right-sided aortic arch, subglottic stenosis, or tracheoesophageal fistula. Clinically, these children present with shortness of breath, especially with exertion, stridor, high-pitched stridor, wheezing often just like asthma, recurrent respiratory infection because of narrowing and difficulty in clearing of the secretions. Occasionally, a membranous web may be encountered in the trachea with normal underlying cartilaginous ring. Such cases usually can be handled with endoscopic rupture and dilatation, and these can be treated with single dilatation only. If these web are thick, then you can use KTP or CO2 laser excision. Bronchoscopy or endoscopy is the gold standard investigation for a children with stridor, even for the adult. So gold standard is the bronchoscopy. You can use 4 rigid bronchoscope or 2.5 or 1.5 telescope. Second important investigation is virtual bronchoscopy. It is a non-invasive technique that can use CT or MRI to reconstruct 3D imaging of tracheobronchial tree. Advantage of this is there is no need of sedation or anesthesia. It is non-invasive with no direct injury of the airway, and it can visualize area beyond the narrow obstruction where your bronchoscope cannot pass. Main usage of virtual bronchoscopy are in tumors, you can assess the location and extent of the tumor. Tracheal or bronchial stenosis, you can assess segment, it is short or long segment stenosis, or foreign body can be seen by this technique. In congenital stenosis, you require contrast CT or echocardiogram that is essential in view of high incidence of the associated anomaly of the heart and great vessels. CT is particularly helpful in assessing the vascular anatomy and the relationship of the trachea and 3D reconstruction that allow better surgical planning. Treatment planning. In mild cases, you require only observation where trachea can grow in adult and there will be no symptom after growth. Second, in mild or short segment, you can do excision with end-to-end anastomosis, and long segment gold standard treatment of is the slat tracheoplasty. For long segment tracheal stenosis, gold standard treatment is slat tracheoplasty. During slat tracheoplasty, you can correct congenital cardiac anomalies also. Oblique anastomosis also having less liable to postoperative stenosis than end-to-end anastomosis. To perform slat tracheoplasty, you have to cut the stenotic segment into midline and divide the proximal and distal narrow segment vertically on opposite anterior and posterior surface and sliding these together. Advantage of slat tracheoplasty. First advantage, the stenotic segment is shortened by half. Second advantage, the circumference of the lumen is double. And third advantage, there is increase of cross-sectional area is 4 times. Survival rate of long segment congenital tracheal stenosis is about 90%. Only poor indicator are preoperative bronchomalacia and bronchial stenosis.